Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about three different things. Number one, how to change the oil in a C7 Corvette with the dry sump. Number two, how to save a lot of money doing it. And number three, how to reset your oil life monitor again on the C7 Corvette. Alright, so here's what I'm using. Mobil 1 Extended Performance Fully Synthetic 5W30. Now for these, I actually got each one of these at my local Walmart. They were $25.47 a piece. So I have about, roughly $50 in the two of the 5-quart jugs, which by itself is not bad. Full synthetic oil, 25 bucks, 25 bucks. It's not a bad price, but if you do it right, there's actually a time of the year, which Mobil 1 usually does it about 4 times a year. They actually offer a rebate on these jugs of $12 a piece. So I paid $25 for this, got $12 back, paid $25 for this, got $12 back. So ultimately I have about $50 in oil and I got about $24 back. So roughly $26 in oil here before taxes for full synthetic and 10 quarts. And then here's the oil filter. This is the OEM GM AC Delco PF64 oil filter, which if you know the way that Chevy designs these, it actually has a 22 PSI bypass valve in it. And a lot of the other companies, like even the Mobil 1, K&N oil filters, they still are using the 17 PSI bypass. And basically what that means is it allows a lot of unfiltered oil to skip the filter, versus this one holds the pressure tighter so oil does not skip past this. I've actually read a couple places saying this PF64 is really the one you should use because of that PSI difference. Now I will put a link down below to the Mobil 1 website where they do run their promotions. It's not going right now, it just ended at the end of October, so it's not something you're going to be able to see right now, but whenever they do put it up, you'll actually be able to go to that link and see it. And if you want to do something like this yourself, honestly, it's such a good price for full synthetic oil that, I mean, you'd be stupid not to just buy these, but why not also get the promotion? I mean, honestly, like I said, 26 bucks plus tax. Then my oil filter here from Amazon, this is about $5 and some change, so I bought a couple of these from Amazon. And I mean, I got my oil change here for a little over $30, whereas the dealer charges hundreds of dollars to get a full synthetic oil change on a Corvette. So these are the tools you're going to need. Number one is going to be a 15mm socket wrench. Like I said, this is for the dry sump oil system, and there is going to be 2 different drain plugs. Both are going to be 15mm, but I noticed the one on the side is kind of tight to get a ratchet in there, so I also have a ratcheting box wrench that's also 15mm for that. The filter I have on there now is a Mobil 1. That's what I used last time to change the oil before I knew about the 22 PSI bypass valve. So this filter wrench right here is a 76mm, but it's a 14 flute. So it will work on the Mobil 1 filter, but it will not work on the new AC Delco filter. Now, when I say flute, it's literally just the little indentations you can see there. There's 14 of those, whereas on the AC Delco one, you need to have, I believe it's 15. So literally that tiny little difference there will make it so this will not remove the AC Delco one, but it will remove the one I have on there now. So I'll just make sure I get that picked up for the next time I have to do an oil change. But that's ultimately it. You just need something to remove the filter and something to remove the drain plugs. And obviously you're going to need the oil drain pan and the oil funnel as well. So basically we talked about the price a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get into the actual oil change now. If you guys don't know how to change your oil in your C7 Corvette, stay tuned. Let me show you how. All right, so we got the car up on ramps. These are the race ramps that I use right here. These are the 67-inch separate race ramps. And then I also have the extension here because basically you're not going to get a lowered C7 up on these things without it. You got to remember your wheel chocks because safety is the #1 concern here at Horsepower Obsessed. Now we're just going to come up here, take off the oil cap just to kind of relieve any extra pressure that's in the system. That way everything drains out real nice and easy. Also take the funnel, throw it in here, that way it's ready to go. Now I'm going to catch you underneath the car. Okay, so now we're under the car. Right here is the front drain plug. Over here is the side drain plug. And then right here is the oil filter. So I'm going to start with the front drain plug here. I'm going to go ahead and crack that loose. Okay. Now the inevitable difficult way of getting this plug out without getting any oil on your hands. There we go. And out she comes. Now is also a good time to kind of inspect your drain plug here, make sure all the threads are good. That rubber seal there at the end is good. You don't want any oil leaking out after you're all done here. So take a good look at these, clean them up. Everything looks good on mine. Threads are all good, rubber seal is good. So it's good to be reused. Now while this one continues to drain, I'm going to go ahead and get this plug out right here, this one on the side. Like I said, it's a tight fit up there with a socket wrench. So I actually have my ratcheting box wrench here. Just go right up in here, fits right in there like that. And just loosen it up like that. Now we'll go ahead and also let that one drain at the same time while this other one's still going. And there she goes. And then same thing with this drain plug, just clean it up, make sure it's all good to go. All right, I'm gonna let that drain for a little bit and then I'll see you back under the car.
5 minutes later.
All right, so they're still dripping a little bit, but I mean, obviously these will drip for almost ever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the drain plugs back in, get them just finger tight here for a second, and then just, again, kind of wipe any of the oil that's still there away, just so nothing burns or stinks when you start it up. Okay, now we're just gonna snug them up. You don't want to go crazy with these, just snug. So next we're gonna go ahead and remove that oil filter. This is another one of those things where you're basically gonna get covered in oil, so let it drain a little bit like that. Once it's kind of slowed up a little bit, you can take it off, but your hands are still going to get covered in oil for sure. Okay, it's kind of slowed down, so I'm going to go ahead and just spin it the rest of the way off. This thing's pretty slippery, so be careful. And I'm just going to let the rest drain out of there while I wipe off my hands. Okay, so I got the new filter here. I'm just going to take a dab of oil and run it across the seal here. Just kind of something to make it a little easier to take off for the next oil change, so it never gets seized on there or anything. Now I did already fill this with the oil, so it's filled up to the top with Mobil 1. You don't have to do this. I always just kind of do it because it seems like good practice. Fill it up, that way the first start's not kind of a dry start. You want to just get it kind of hand tight in there. Just tight enough that nothing's going to leak out, but you don't want to make it real hard on yourself next time to remove it. So no need for tools or anything, just hand tighten it down and you should be good to go. Okay, so we're back up top now. I'm going to go ahead and open up these 5-quart oil jugs and start adding them in. Now with the dry sump oil system, after you add all the oil, and I put 9.5 quarts in here, you want to let the car warm up to 175 degrees at least. After it gets to 175 degrees, you'll go ahead and shut the engine off and then wait from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. You don't want to wait any longer than 10 minutes though. After that period, you can pull out the dipstick in the engine and check the oil level and add if necessary. But basically, this is the way you ensure that there's enough oil in the sump and everything that you get an accurate reading. This is what you have to do to get an accurate reading. And while we're sitting here waiting for the car to warm up so I can check the oil level, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to reset the oil life monitoring system. We're going to go into settings on the left and then up to info. And then from here, we're going to scroll down to your oil life, which which, wow, I'm at exactly 0%. So this definitely needed done. But now we can do this one of two ways. We can either press and hold down on the select button here. So if I press and hold this down, it just resets. Or if you don't want to do that, you can hit right on the directional pad right here. Up on the screen, you'll see that come up, and then you can just hit reset right from there. Either way, that'll reset you back to 100, and then you're good to go for another year. It's been about 6 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and check the level of the oil here. I'm not real sure how well you'll be able to see that, but it's almost right at the top part of hot. It's just a hair below hot. So we're good to go. I don't need to add anything more to this. I'll just go ahead and put it back in and we're all set. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions about the process or how I went about purchasing all the materials for it, shoot them in the comment section down below. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked the video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the Horsepower Obsessed community. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next upload.